Okay, guys, let's start off from complete sport, and this is what is in the news. You hear the Tigers withdraw from Afro Basketball 2025 qualifier due to lack of funds. Also, we heard Lorenzo back Champions League Osimhen to help Napoli stop Barcelona. It was difficult for me to save Eagles penalties at Afcon 2023. This is coming from Ronald Williams. And still talking Champions League, he says Osimhen's marks returned from Afcon with goal in Napoli's draw with Barcelona. Also, this is from Agu. He said Napoli was exceptional for Eagles at Afcon 2023. And clubs not interested in Bayern Munich coaching job. It is official, Tuchel to leave Bayern Munich at the end of the season. And this from Manuel Petit. He said signing Mbappe may cause leadership problem at Real Madrid. Okay, let's move all the way to Sporting Life, and let's bring you what is coming all the way from Sporting Life. This one says Alonso favorite to succeed to Tuchel at Bayern Munich. Also, this one says Tuchel to leave Bayern Munich at the end of the season. Also, let's say this one says Inform Muniz now Fulham new metro. And this one says Sir Jim Ratcliffe ready to build new stadium. And now we move to the Daily Mail, and this one says Liverpool players rating youngsters claim man of the match after turning the game on its head in a 4-1 comeback win over Luton White. Gravenberch struggled in first half. Still talking from the Daily Mail, it says Jurgen Klopp compares Liverpool 4-1 win over Luton to the Reds' famous comeback against Barcelona in 2019. The Notebook, it says Arsenal lack of Champions League experience limits them in defeat at Porto. Pepe's positional sense is still spot on, nearly 41, and Gunners Academy keep producing. It says Gunners rocked by Gallardo's 94th minute screamer as Portuguese side in first leg advantage in Champions League last 16 tie. It says Oscar Bob set for new Man City deal after impressing Pep Guardiola in debut season in the Premier League. And of course, new Man United part owner Sir Ratcliffe opens door to Mason Greenwood to return to the club after Stars was exiled on loan to Getafe following dropped attempt rape cases. And before we leave the newspapers, let's let you know Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, and David Beckham, star-studded Inter Miami squad, beat Real Salt Lake 2-0 in the opening night of the MLS season, but it's far from convincing win. And now let's go straight to the start off from the Nigerian Women Football League and let you know that Sunshine Queens, I beg your pardon, went down to two first half goals against Bayelsa Queens in the match day 9 of the Nigerian Women Football League played at the Samson Siasa Stadium in Yenogwa. Bolaji Olamide could have given the least of the lead in 26 minutes, but her shot was inches off the bar. Earlier, the lanky striker, 30-minute missile was blocked by Bayelsa Queens defender. Before then, moments after, they got back to win that one. We hear they were coming in, two strikers to help them to a 2-0 victory. Don't forget, games was played across match venues across the Europe. I can let you know that different games were played, and this way the scoreline across match venues in the Nigerian Women Football League. We start off from the game in Asaba. Delta Queens beat Ekiti Queens by 2-0. Olabi Fajomi scored in the 5th minute. Maureen Okpala scored in the 50th minute. But Oketete Richel got the concession goal for Ekiti Queens to make it Delta Queens 2, Ekiti Queens 1. In Yenagua, Bayelsa Queens, like I told you, 2-0 against Sunshine Stars. Divine Onwu Chekwe and Rose Ekong, both in the 33rd and the 37th minute, helped them to a 2-0 victory. Adamawa Queens beat Abia Queens by 2-1. Blessing Sule scored in the 69th minute. Florence Onyinyechi in the 89th minute. They came back from a goal down, caused that goal from Rose Additional, who had earlier given Abia Angels the lead. In Port Harcourt, Rivers Angels beat Raymond Stars by 2-0. Blessing Okwe and Adube Olamide both scoring for Rivers Angels in that victory. It was goalless in Sapele as Royal Queens were held to a goalless draw by Heartland Queens. And at the Lafayette Township Stadium, in rained goals as Nasarawa Amazon defeated Niger Rattles by 5-0. Ojuvo Ekesiere scored in the 9th minute. Mosoku Bisola in the 36th minute. Ado scored in the 55th minute. Shobo Wale Olushoya scored the 6th minute while Kesena completed her brace with a goal in the 77th minute. She scored 4 goals against Niger Rattles this season in the NWFL. In Lagos, Dallas Queens beat Confluence Queens by 4-2. Zainab Raji scoring in the 57th minute. Fatal Solati, Olawumi Akintola, and Farike Moses all scoring for Dana Queens. While Daniel Fubero was the lady who got all the goals alongside Mary Mahmood in the 90th minute. Constitution goes the way to just ensure that it ended that game by 4-2. Okay, as I was doing the NWFL, one man just joined me. He is no other than the finance boy. Good morning to you.
A fantastic morning to you, Sport Bishop. Amazing show we have been having thus far. Much of the games that went down yesterday, Niger Rattles, one team that we thought they would hold their own against their opponent yesterday, but it was the highest scoring margin yesterday. We had them scoring a goal, 5-0. It ended. Yeah. It shows that our women league are actually growing into prominence. It was rain of goals yesterday. Just one game yesterday ended goalless yesterday, but all in all, it was a good game, if you ask me. I think
my pain is that the fact that we've got a lot of, the only team, whether in the MPFL or the NWFL playing in Abuja, is Niger Rattles.
True.
And with that result, they've dropped down to the relegation zone. This is not too much good news for me, if you'd ask.
For you, or not only for you, but also for me and every sport lovers rather in Abuja. Because if you look at the MPFL, we do not have any team in the FCT being represented there. Neither do we have any team in the NNL. Even if we had, they are not doing so well. They are languishing in the 3rd division of the Nigerian Football League. And then the only team we have in the Nigerian Women Football League, Nigeria Rattles, not doing well. We hope that this defeat will not mar their confidence going forward. But you have a couple of games to go. Hopefully they will pick up themselves up and move forward. Hopefully get the result and bounce back.
I know. Let's believe the NWFL. I'm still talking women football. The Super Falcons trained yesterday at the MK Abiola Stadium. Flew out late last night for the Stade for Douala. They'll be training today at the Stade Reunification Stadium there in Douala ahead of the game tomorrow. No injury worries from what we saw on the training camp. The coach is talking tough that he wants to get a ticket. Your take on our chances against Cameroon? Don't forget, they've been our arch rivals in recent times.
You look at the Cameroonian football, especially the females now, the indomitable lioness of Cameroon. They are not doing so bad. But when it comes to the most dominant team in Africa, you are talking about the Super Falcons. I am very optimistic that we will get the result at the start of the reunification right there in Cameroon at Douala. I know that the all points will definitely come to our team with the likes of Tony Pine training yesterday, and the likes of Ajibade, and of course Mommy Gio, just like she's rightly called. I was impressed with their training regimen, as well as the coach. He meant business in his second return, and I hope he get the job done.
Still talking about that game, we were at the stadium. Your take on the pitch, the turf. We've seen under 17 play there. We've seen under 20 play there. and the Sparkles will be playing
Sport
there on
Bishop.
Monday.
Look at the top. Enough have been said concerning the top. That's the pitch at the MQ Abiola Stadium. We know it is not the best of pitches, but these ladies always get the job done right there at MK Abiola. In the last 4 years, they haven't lost a game at the MK Abiola Stadium. So I know it will be same thing, but this time we want the rain of goals to be much. We want it much.
I just hope we get a victory. It's Cameroon. Don't forget the Indomitable Lionesses. Anyway, let's leave football. Now let's go to basketball. Yet another sad news. We hear the senior men's basketball team, the Tigers, will not participate in the FIBA Afro qualifiers that begins on Friday in Tunisia. According to the release of the Nigerian Basketball Federation, it cited lack of funds to prepare the team for the tournament due to the inability of the Ministry of Sport to provide the NBBF with needed funds for the qualifiers. Fine boy. Here we go again. You know my take on our over-reliance on government to run our sports. So because there's no money from the Ministry of Sport, are you saying there's no marketing team in the NBBF?
Well, the big question is, what is Musa Kira doing? He is the one running the affairs of the NBBF. For years, there haven't been any financial input in terms of participation, in terms of remunerations, and what these basketballers always get at the end of the day, and even before major competition. This has been a circle of a quagmire that we have found ourselves in the basketball. The Tigers are number 3 and number 1 ranked team in Africa respectively.
Absolutely.
And you can tell that these men and women have so much to offer, but yet again the government and the administrators of football keep, in a local language, falling their hands. And for a team like the Tigers not participating in the qualifiers due to lack of funds, it is something that we should be ashamed of.
I think there's something about basketball. Last time the girls qualified for the Olympics, they couldn't play. Issues around the rights, and now the NBBF telling them there's no fun. I remember I was here when the league was ongoing in the Abuja National Stadium in Abuja. We asked Musa Kida, what's wrong? The pitch was the basketball court was shabby. Why is it the court not looking so good? We just watched the NBA Africa host a competition here, and it was like the feel of the NBA, the stadium, the lighting, the screens, and I told us there was no funds, and now it's touching up the national team. This used to be one of the best, if not the best team in Africa at some point.
Just Angola and of lately now Mozambique ranked ahead of us slightly. Not that the margin is much for a basketball a nation like Nigeria. Yes, I dare say we are a basketball nation, and we are not able to churn out sponsors, churn out people that will sponsor our team going for major tournament. Then Musa Kida should resign. He should actually leave that position as the president of our football federation. It should go. We keep hearing of rancor between himself and his board members. Most of them are not happy with his leadership style. It's the same issue again and again and again. Come on, for how long are we going to continue living like this? And
then finally, from the local scene, we hear that the Athletic Federation of Nigeria has invited 3 athletes, 17 men, 16 women, to the camp ahead of the 13 African Games scheduled to hold in the 3 Ghanaian cities of Accra, Cape Coast, Kumasi next month. The list was made public on Wednesday by the scribe of the AFN, Olayinka Olajide. The winner of the women's 100 meters headline the team that will be camping in Abuja from Thursday the 22nd, that is today, till the contingent depart for Ghana next month. Now let's give you the full list. For men's 100 meters, consider Ekanem, Israel Okon, Enoch Adedoke, Fakorode Adekalu. 400 meters, you have Sikiru Adeyemi, Daniel Atinaya, Samson Nathaniel, Emmanuel Ojeli, and Namani Johnson. 800 and 405, you have Hamid Sambo. Marathon, you have Shehu Muazu. Javelin, you have Samuel Kure. 110 meter hurdle, Musa Great Wisdom. Shot put, Emeka Ugu. Long jump, Njoku Emmanuel. High jump, Feaku Goodluck. And discus, Onwunkwe Ifeanyi. The total of 10 disciplines and 17 individual. Women's, you have 100 meters, Olajide Olayinka, Blessing Ogudinro, Tayen Justina Oye Boyon. 400 meters, you have Patient Okon, Esther Alo Joseph, and Esther Okon. 800 meters, you have Comfort Anyete. For the long jump, you have Christina Ochonogo. Heptalon, you have Kemi Francis Peterson. Marathon is Deborah Pam. 1,500 and 3,000 meters, Ronke Akombi. 100 meters hurdles, Faith Osumiyi and Stella Onyele. Javelin, Victoria Parika. High jump, Ewa Paints, and 4x400, you have Yetunde Shoaibu Olanike. Come on, man. The list goes on, and that's for the players. For the coaches, the list is quite long, but I tell you, they'll be in camp in Abuja from today to when they depart big one for Nigeria Athletics. Yet again, since we'll be relying on our homegrown, or like I don't like to do a local domestic athletes for the All Africa Games.
That is what it should be, of course. When you talk about the All African Games, it's all about participants and athletes that are grown locally to go out and prosecute the games. For me, these participants and players that will be traveling to go represent the country, I know they can do very well. You look at this name, and most of them are known name domestically, and also they are athletes that have some of them have participated before, and this is not their first time, so I know it's going to be a good outing. It's just for us to keep giving them our support and making sure that we sport journalists need to round their performance. We should do that with full blast.
Okay, right now we would leave the local scene and head to the foreign scene.
Let's take you to the foreign scene.
Whereas we'll begin from, but of course, the UEFA Champions League games were played yesterday night, and I tell you, it wasn't the best of start for the likes of Arsenal. Come on, man. They were stunned just before the final kick of that game, and it was Rodrigo's Donicimento Gelano with that goal in the 90 plus 4 minute to help FC Porto to a first leg win, 1-0 victory. Now they will take to the Emirates Stadium in London. For Napoli, a returning Victor Osimhen from the Afcon, scoring the 75th minute, just 15 minutes after one man, Robert Lewandowski. It was, we all knew it was going to be the battle of Lewandowski and Osimhen, and it lived up to expectation as Napoli in the 1-0 draw to take to the Luis Campagna Stadium in Barcelona. I come to you, fine boy.
For the first time in a month, Arsenal played a game without registering a shot on target.
Yeah.
Despite dominating with ball possession and of course having much of the corner kicks, nothing could amount to Arsenal converting those shots to something much more productive. But it was a moment of lack of concentration exactly in the 90 plus 4 minutes when Otavio assisted his teammate Gelano for that goal. Spot Bishop, it was a stunner. You needed to set the goal, which I'm sure you saw. It was a goal that even the backliner could not stop that one from coming. But one man, I must give it to him in Arsenal, Declan Rice. He was the best player for Arsenal in that game, but overall it wasn't a good one for Arsenal, knowing that playing at the Dragola Stadium yesterday at Porto, it wasn't a good one for Arsenal fans, because at least a draw would have given them something to hold on going back home to the Emirates. So it's Emirates, it's all to play for.
What went wrong? A team scored 12 goals in 2 games. They had the best, an impeccable 2024. They were restricted to no goal shot on target, and to be sincere with you, Arsenal were just restricted to free kicks, corner kicks, set pieces. Yesterday against FC Porto.
Remember what I told you on the show yesterday, that Arsenal are scoring for fun in the EPL.
Yeah.
5 goals, 6 goals against West Ham, 4 goals, 5 goals against Aston Villa. And when it comes to them getting those goals in the Champions League, it suddenly dried up. And that brings the big question. Arsenal lacking a clinical number 9.
Okay.
It would definitely come to haunt them, and now it has started. We still have some games in the EPL, and we still have some stubborn opponent for Arsenal to play against. When the likes of Bukayo Saka is not scoring, the likes of Martinelli is being restricted.
Yeah.
What happens to the goal?
What about Victor Osimhen returning with a bang? What a beautiful! I saw that goal. The turn, the finish. Exquisite.
We all know Victor Osimhen to be a very strong player. Physically is there, and all he needed to do was to use his strength against the defender, and the defender was up, down, left, right, up, down, and he picked the right spot, burying the ball at the back of the net just 15 minutes after Robert Lewandowski got that goal for Barcelona. It was an interesting second half.
Exactly. Who should be the happier of the two? Casano, the new coach of Napoli, or Xavi Hernandez?
Both, if you ask me, both. Because Casano started his debut as the coach of Napoli on a not so good note, but at least not a losing note. And Xavi, I think, going back to the Camp Nou Spotify, it will be much of a relaxed man. If we can score against Napoli at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, definitely we can do more in scoring at home.
But unfortunately, we play the Camp Nou. It's still under reconstruction. They have to play the Luis Campagna in Barcelona. Let's see how they fare. Liverpool yesterday as well.
It's still a home from home.
Absolutely. Liverpool, they played yesterday. Because of the fact they had a game in the weekend in the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea, so they had to play their outstanding game. And I tell you, the second half looked like a different game altogether. Losing 1-0 at first time, cutting that goal by Chidozie Obene, who plays for Northern Ireland. But they came back, and it was Van Dijk, it was Gakpo, it was Diaz, it was Elliott. 4-1, emphatic, efficient Done.
Liverpool, when it comes to goal scoring, they do not rely on one player alone. Looking at their last couple of goals, I think their last 12 goals in the EPL has been scored by 9 different players, including the likes of Elliott, the likes of their new guy Bradley, and not forgetting Diego Jota, though he's out injured, Darwin Nunez, and the rest. They are a free scoring side. 4 goals against Luton Town that nearly came back to equalize against Man United over the weekend, but it was a good one for Liverpool. This gives them confidence going into the game against Chelsea in the EFL Cup.
Okay, guys, let's give the result of games from yesterday. Liverpool 4-1 winners against Luton Town in the Premier League. In the Champions League round of 16 first leg, FC Porto at the Estadio de Dragao beat Arsenal by a goal to nil, and of course at the Stadio Armando Maradona, enemies had to share in a 1-0 draw between Napoli and Barcelona. Ghent played a 1-1 draw with Maccabi Haifa. Maccabi Haifa going through on aggregate to the next round of the Europa Conference.
So goes
League.
to 1 in favor
Absolutely.
of Maccabi.
Exactly. So tonight we're expecting more games in the Europa League and the Conference League. You have Freiburg taking on Lens, Karabakh taking on Braga, Rennes will take on AC Milan, Toulouse will take on Benfica, Olympique de Marseille, Barcelona Donetsk, Roma will take on Feyenoord, Sparta Prague will play Galatasaray, Lisbon will take on Young Boys. It will be in the Conference League. It is Bodo Glimt vs Ajax, Amsterdam, Dynamo Zagreb will play Real Betis, Ludogorets Razgrad will take on Servette, Eintracht Frankfurt vs Union St. Gilles. It is Ferencvárosi taking on Olympiacos, Liga Warsaw will take on Molde, and Slavan Bratislava will take on Sturmgraz. There's a game as well in the Italian Serie A where Torino would welcome Lazio to Turin in that encounter. Fine boy, which game hits your fancy for tonight?
Looking at the games that will be going down in the Europa League. Is it Europa League or Europa Conference League? Which of them do you want me to talk about? But that game between Ranier and AC Milan is done and dusted. AC Milan winning 3 goals to nil in the first leg. To me, that game is not something I should be looking out for. But that game between Marseille and Shakhtar Donetsk, it should be a standard game for me in the Europa League. But down in the Conference League, I'm looking at the game between Bodo Glimt and Ajax. That game should catch my fancy. I want to see what a troubled Ajax will pull through against Bodo Glimt.
Okay, guys, before we go, let's give you latest from tennis, where British Andy Murray was unable to back up his first win of 2024 as he lost to 18-year-old Jacob Mansik in a roller coaster quarter open match. Murray ended the 6th defeat round by beating Andre Muller on Tuesday, but lost 7-6, 6-7, 7-6 to 116th round Messick in 24 hours later. In that time, Messick reset mentally to win his first ATP to reach his first ATP quarterfinal, and did that with style, beating a OG, like I love to call him, in Andy Murray.
Looking at Andy Murray, of course, when he got that win a couple of days ago, I wasn't optimistic that he would continue, even though I wished that he would continue with that impressive win. But come on, this guy, his mentality is low. Not that he doesn't have that interest or urge to play tennis, but he needs to work on his psychic. His psychic is very, very down, and with that, he will struggle going forward in the course of the year. We still have a lot of Grand Slams and Open to play. The Indian Wells is there, the Wimbledon is also there, the Roland Garros is there, and of course the US Open is there. But can this guy pull through? I really can't tell.
Talking about the Indian Wells, one man, Carlos Alcaraz, said he's confident to be fit for the Indian Wells despite picking up an injury in the Rio Open, where he retired just after 2 games in his match, where he sprained his ankle. We hear that the medical he's gone through a medical. They said he has a sprained ankle, but he's confident that he'll be back for the Indian Wells that will take place later this month. Also in the women's category, one lady, Coco Gauff, is playing her best tennis of her life. She says her fight with the umpire, come on, who does that, failed her. She beat informed Karolina Pliskova to reach the Dubai quarterfinals. Gauff was unhappy as her serve was called out after Pliskova hit a misfeed, returned with a long discussion with Pierre Bacci, the umpire, and was told to replay the point. The 19-year-old American moved on from the second set exchange and continued her fight back to win 2-6, 6-4, 6-3. There were also wins for the like of Igor Swiatek, Zen Quinin, Anna Karkliskaya, Elena Rabakina, Jasmine Polini, and Maketa Vendrosa, not forgetting Serena Cortier, who are also through to the knockout stages of the competition.
It was a good one for the likes of Coco Kufa. She's younger and she has that urge to still want to push, but come on, she also needs to watch her temperament. I give it with the umpire is not something that she should make a habit. It should go ask the likes of Rafael Nadal. It wasn't a good one when that man constantly argued with the umpire. He got himself to be blamed, but he should learn to be cool-headed like the likes of the Roger Federer.
I think some players love to play on the edge. Go ask Diego Costa. Anyway, this is where we'll be calling it a wrap on today's edition of Sport Beat. But don't worry, 4 p.m. we're back here for Sportland, where we'll give you all the juicy details. Especially, there'll be time for you to have your say in the Champions League.
And just so you know, an exciting broadcast will be coming at 4 p.m. A new package, something hot, something spicy, something interesting will be going down in the 4 p.m. Keep a date with us.
I remain your one and only, your sport bishop, your magistrate, your pilot, your prophet, the professor, Nonso Arinzechi.
Saying bye for now, but I am Franklin Onwakudu, the one you love to call Uncle Fine Boy, the finest uncle talking sport in the capital city.
More to come on the channel. Stay tuned.